What's the ruling? What's the ruling of praying in a room where there are pictures? Okay, so generally, the general ruling would be that it's makruh tahriman, right? It's sinful, and it would render your prayer valid, but in needing repetition. If there are pictures like a picture frame of something honored inside your house. So you're praying and you're facing, let's say there's a picture of your grandfather, or like in some countries, they'll have a picture of the ruler, the king or the president or whatever. Something like this, to have a picture like that in front of you, it would be makruh tahriman. If the time remains, you must make up that prayer. There is a difference about after the time, but the easiest, simpler position is that if the time remains, you have to make up that prayer. Once the time's expired, you should make tawbah, and then don't worry about the prayer. It's done. So the highest degree of karaha is when it's directly in front of you. Then if it's to your sides, and then if it's behind you. Now this is a picture of excuse me. This is a picture of a living person or a living being or an animal that's put up in a form where it's honored or it's revered, or like, imagine if someone has a movie poster, right? Some film that they like, and Transformers or whatever, and they've got that in front of them, and they're praying. Same thing, right? And however, if something's not in an honored position, it's permissible, right, to have it around. Let me give you examples of that. If there's an animal, picture of an animal on your rug, so let's say you're praying on a rug and there's a picture of a tiger on it, right? As long as you don't do sujood on the actual image, like its head or something like that, like you could be stood on the animal, stood in its face, or whatever, when you're actually practically praying. As long as you don't do sujood on its face or anything like this, um, you can pray on that, because you're not honoring it, you're not showing any sort of reverence. Therefore, um, it's permissible. Another example of this would be kids' toys, right? Or a kid's book, Spot the Dog, right? Or, you know, the Gruffalo or something like that, something lying there. Why? Because it's not revered, it's not honored. You give that book to kids, and they're going to drool on it, and they're going to draw all over it with their crayons. It's going to get tossed from here to there. So in such a situation, it's excused, right? That would be excused. So that's the general ruling. As for clothing, it would be like a small, I think a small logo should be fine, although it's superior to not pray with any let's say a t-shirt with a any picture on it, but a small logo, like, especially if it's a silhouette. These things are fine, like, the Ralph Lauren, the guy on a horse with his polo, playing polo. That would be fine, right? Or maybe a small image would be excused, but praying with a large, whatever image of whatever's, fashionable now, sticking that on and praying, it would be inappropriate. I don't think you'd have to, depending on the image, actually, we take the ruling of whether it would need to be repeated or not. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. So pictures in general, detailed pictures, something that, if there's something missing that a person can't live with, without, there's a picture of the whole person without the head or something like this, that's excused. That's why you see some people, they'll have pictures. I've seen it in a barber shop. They'll have pictures of hairstyles, but then they'll put some tape over the eyes, and you can't live without eyes. So, although alhamdulillah, it's a blessing.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله